Now that we have discussed the quadratic formula, we can discuss something called the discriminant. The discriminant allows us to discern what type of solutions a quadratic equation would have without actually having to solve the quadratic equation. So let's remember the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is this expression, and you'll notice that there is a radical. And the radical portion of this is what gives rise to the discriminant. So notice that if you take the square root of something that's positive, you're going to obtain a real number. Whenever you take the square root of 0, you're going to end up with 0. If you end up with the square root of a negative, that's not going to be real. So b squared minus 4ac is the radicand of this expression, and it's called the discriminant of our quadratic equation. So if I ask you what the discriminant is, it's the b squared minus 4ac. And it can tell us what type of solution our quadratic equation will have. If b squared minus 4ac is positive, we will have two unequal real solutions. If b squared minus 4ac equals 0, then we will have a repeated real solution. Lastly, if the discriminant is negative, we will have no real solution to our quadratic equation. So let's take a look at an example. Here we are told to use the discriminant to determine the nature of the solutions. So let's identify A is 3, B is negative 7, and C is 9. So the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac, and that will be the square of negative 7, so we must put the negative 7 in parentheses, minus 4 times a times c. So we obtain 49 minus 108. So that will be negative 59. Now, notice that this is negative. That means, therefore, so that's what that triple dot means, therefore, there is no real solution. Now, let's look at another example. Again, we are told to use the discriminant, so that means we don't have to solve. So we have a equals 9, b equals negative 6, and c equals 1. So our discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. That will be the square of negative 6 minus 4 times 9 times 1. So the square of negative 6 is positive 36. And 4 times 9 is 36. So we get a discriminant of 0. What's this mean? There is a repeated real solution.